Hello guys, in this video I'll read a story about rabbits. Higgledy-Piggledy garden. I don't know how to spell it, but I hope it's right. So let's open the books. First let's see the cover of the book. So in this cover of the book we can see that there is a rabbit holding his scope, I don't know, spoon, like soil spoon, and the cover's color is purple and green. And so let's open the first page. So in the first page we can see the same picture as we see at the cover. So let's go to the next page. Okay, I'll start reading the story. So here first we can see the picture. In this picture there are rabbit, and there are also Winnie the Pooh, the tiger, and I don't know his name. Just let's go read the story and we'll figure out who is the most named. So springtime was growing up in the 100-acre wood. Blades of grass poked through the last patches of melting snow. Fresh green buds covered the branches of the trees. Pooh and his friends took deep breaths of the warm air. It soon would be filled with the sweet scent of flowers and honey, thought Pooh. Spring will bring picnics, Pooh told his friends. And bouncing, hoo hoo hoo, said Tiger. And swinging, Roo giggled. Oh, so the mouse name is Roo. And planting, Rabbit took up his gardening book. Oh my goodness, today is the official first day of planting. I've got work to do. As the others went on their way, Rabbit picked up all of the twigs and leaves that autumn and winter had left behind. He carefully dug up weeds that were starting to grow. Finally, he raked the soil to loosen up the clumps. Rabbit nodded. Everything was in order. Now my vegetable garden is ready for planting. The sun rose higher as Rabbit dragged his bags of seeds out to his garden. Oh my, I have more seeds than I thought, Rabbit puffed as he pulled the last bag across his doorstep. Why, there must be thousands of them. I'll never get them all planted on time. So Rabbit asked his friends if they would help. Tiger, Eeyore, Piglet, Roo, and Pooh all hurried to Rabbit's garden for a planting party. Now, Rabbit was very glad for his friends' help. He soon found, though, that each of them had his own style of planting. None of their styles quite matched Rabbit's style. Tiger, what are you doing? Rabbit asked. The tiger bounced around the garden. Planting carrot seeds, bunny boy, answered Tiger. What does it look like I'm doing? It looks as if you're bouncing as usual, said Rabbit. I'm not just bouncing, Tiger said. When I bounce down, I make the carrot seed whole. When I bounce up, I drop in the carrot seed. See? Boing! Down came Tiger's tail. Boing! Up went Tiger, dropping the seed in fresh hole. Spendiferous system, huh? Tiger beamed as he bounced off to plant another carrot seed. "You might try a system of rows," Rabbit called, but Tiger was already gone. "It's okay, Rabbit," said Roo. "I'll plant all the seeds." Rabbit frowned. "I have carrots springing up all over the garden." "Well, at least Piglet is doing a tidy job," said Rabbit. Piglet was in charge of planting the radish seeds. Being neat by nature, he carefully planted his seeds in straight, evenly spaced rows. Rabbit smiled down at the neat rows. "Very nice, Piglet, very nice." He looked up. "Piglet?" Rabbit scratched his head. "He was here a minute ago." Suddenly, Rabbit heard a small noise in a tree above him. "Piglet, what are you doing up there?" Piglet peeked down, holding on tight to a branch high in Rabbit's apple tree. I think the wind thought I was a leaf and blew me up here," said Piglet. "Oh my, oh dear." "Oh, Piglet. Oh, planting day." Rabbit raced up to get help. Christopher Robin came back with Rabbit and rescued Piglet from the tree. He was too late to rescue the radish seeds, though. The wind had blown the seeds out of their neat rows and scattered them all over the garden. Rabbit's shoulders sagged. "I guess I'll look for Piglet's radishes next to Tiger's carrot this year," he said. Rabbit trooped over to where Eeyore was planting turnips. Eeyore dug small holes, dropped in seeds, covered them up, then stamped on the soil. "Don't want them to blow away," he told Rabbit. "Not that they'll grow away." "Why?" Rabbit asked anxiously. "Was something wrong with the seeds?" "I planted them," Eeyore said. "That's enough." Rabbit looked down at Eeyore's patch. Eeyore was right. The soil was packed so hard that seedlings would never be able to push their way through. "Look, Rabbit," called Roo. "I planted all the cabbage seeds." "Now comes the fun part, watering." Roo filled up Rabbit's watering can. Roo watered and watered and watered till he made a big mud puddle in the middle of Rabbit's garden. Cabbage seeds floated to the top of the puddle, but Roo didn't notice. Splash! Roo jumped right into the middle of the puddle. Mud and cabbage seeds spread all over the garden and Rabbit. This is definitely not how to plant a garden," Rabbit said to himself. "Why everything's higgledy-piggledy?" He walked over to see how Pooh was doing with his squash seeds. Pooh had just planted the last one. "Now then," Pooh told the seeds, "you must get as much sun and rain as you can. Then you'll grow into some very nice round squishes. Rabbit will use for stew, and then he will invite his friend over for stew and honey." Then Rabbit saw Pooh picked up an empty honey pot. As Rabbit watched, Pooh dug a hole, put the honey pot in it, and covered it up with soil. Pooh Bear," said Rabbit, whatever are you doing?" "Rabbit, I'm planting a honey tree," Pooh said proudly. "A honey tree?" Rabbit stared. Then he began to wave his arm. That's it, everyone out." He waved his friends away from the garden. This Higgledy-Piggledy planting is finished. Rabbit's friends smiled. They were sure that Higgledy-Piggledy meant job well done. Rabbit sank down in his wheelbarrow. I have seeds everywhere. I have seeds everywhere, but where they should be. I have a honey pot where it shouldn't be. Rabbit looked over at Eeyore's turnip patch. And I have seeds that will never grow. What did they think they were doing? This is the worst planting day ever. Rabbit looked through his planting book. There was no advice on how to fix a Higgledy-Piggledy garden. These gardeners probably never had a Higgledy-Piggledy garden, Rabbit said. He looked out at the garden. There was just one thing he could do. Tomorrow, said Rabbit, I'll just have to dig up all of those seeds and replant them my way. They will be planted properly and orderly, not Higgledy and not Piggledy. Rabbit got up early the next morning, ready to put things right in his garden. When he went out to the garden, his friends were already there. Rabbit was sure that they meant to help him straighten things up. His friends had other ideas. We're checking on our Higgledy-Piggledy garden, Rabbit, shouted Roo. Yeah, we want to see if any Higgledies started to Piggledy yet, added Tiger. All day, his friends stayed in the garden, laughing and tending to their seeds. Every day after that, Rabbit's friends came to check on their garden. I'll never be able to fix things at this rate, Rabbit said to himself. When the first seedling came up, he knew it was too late. His garden was ruined for the season. Rabbit's friends didn't see anything wrong with the garden. They were very happy that their seeds were sprouting. Only Eeyore and Pooh seemed unhappy. I knew mine wouldn't grow, said Eeyore, looking at his turnip patch. I rather thought mine would, said Pooh, looking at his honey tree. That night, Rabbit looked out his garden. He thought of Tiger's bouncing and Roo's splashing and Eeyore's stamping. After a moment, he started to smile. As the moon rose, Rabbit loosened the ground in Eeyore's turnip patch. He uncovered seedlings that he had been waiting to burst out of the ground. Then Rabbit tiptoed over to Pooh's honey tree patch. He dug up Pooh's honey pot and replaced it with a sapling. Rabbit stood up and addressed the garden. Now, don't get used to this. We'll have none of this next year, just this one year. If we're going to have a Higgledy-Piggledy garden, we're going to have a good Higgledy-Piggledy garden. So that's all the story about a rabbit gardening his garden. It didn't seem run quite well, but at the end of the story, the rabbit still found out the seed has sprouted. Okay, that's all for today. I'm gonna see you in the next story. Goodbye.